Hello friends, welcome to the second part of complete flow of Selenium test automation. So the last part we learned how to install all the softwares that are required for the Selenium automation, right? So this is the second part and the final part. So in this part we can discuss how we can create a GitHub account and how to create a new repository in that, and how we can write a sample Selenium script, and finally how to push that code to GitHub. So let's go to the video. Just search for GitHub and open the official GitHub site github.com and click on the sign up button, and here you can fill up your the fields like username, password and your email address. And then click create account button, and here you can see a few questions and just answer these questions. What kind of work do you do mainly? You can select one option, and the next one, how much programming experience do you have, and what do you plan to use GitHub for? You can select an answer for each question. Now click on complete setup button. Now your account is created, but now next step is you need to verify your email address. For that, just log into your Gmail account and click on the link received from the GitHub site. You should be receiving an email with the subject, please verify your email address from GitHub site. Click on the verify email address button from that email, and your account will be verified successfully. And you should be navigated to this GitHub page, and here you can see your email was verified message. Now we will see how to create a repository. For that, click on the create repository button, and you can give a name for your repository. And if you are interested to make your repository as private, you can choose private option and then click on the create repository button. And here you can see the steps how to create a new repository on the command line, also how to push an existing repository from the command line. We will see both ways in this video. So first we can create the repository from the command line. For that, you can copy this command echo #test automation readme.md. So what does it mean? If you copy this command to git bash, open git bash, and you can select a folder. Here we have chosen automation folder, and if you type that command into git bash, what will happen? It will create a file readme.md in the automation folder. Okay. So if you go to the automation folder, you will be able to see the readme.md file, and if you look at its content, the readme.md file content, you can see the content as test automation. So the test automation is the content, readme.md is the file that we get just created. Now you can use the next command, that is git init, that is to make this as a repository, because automation is just a folder, so we have to make it as a repository, right? So in order to make it as a repository, you can use this command git init, so it will initialize a empty git repository in your system. Now the next thing is git add readme.md. So whatever you add using the command git add, these will be considered for the commit. So here you have added git add readme.md, so readme.md file will be considered for the commit process, so it will be committed to the GitHub, right? Next thing is git commit. So you can commit a file by using this command git commit -m, and you can give the git message, that is I just gave first commit as a message, right? Git commit -m and the message. But here you can see it's not committed. Instead, it is asking us to set two fields, that is user.email and user.name. because here we are using the git command, and first time we are accessing to our GitHub repository, right? So you need to set your username and user email, and this is only for the first time. From the next time onwards it won't ask you, and you can just commit without setting this variables, right? So we can set this user.email by using this line. Just copy that particular line, git config -- global user.email, and inside the codes you can give your user the email ID. Click on the enter, and in the next line you can similarly set your name, that is git config -- global user.name and your name. Now you can enter the commit message again, git commit -m first commit. So this time it will successfully commit your code to GitHub. And next is we need to choose a branch. For that you can select git branch -m main. This will create a new branch called main. So it has created the branch main. So now you can see we are in the main branch. Till now we were in the master branch. Now you can see right end, you can see we are in the main branch now, right? Now we have to choose a report repository. For that you can choose this command git remote add origin and the repository URL. And next you can push your code using this command git push -u origin main. Here main is the branch name. But first time when you try to push the code into your GitHub, it will ask you to sign into your GitHub account. You need to authenticate your credentials. So once it is authorized, it will navigate to this localhost URL, and your code will be successfully pushed to GitHub account in the corresponding repository that we just selected. So here you can see in the command in the git bash, you can see the code has been successfully pushed to GitHub. And now in the profile section, go to your repositories and open the test automation. Here you can see we are just updated the repository and the commit. You can see it here. The readme.md file you can see in the code tab. Next we can write a piece of Selenium Java code, and we will try to push that code to a repository in GitHub. For that we can create a Maven project. Choose Maven project. From this option you can search for Maven and you will get the Maven project option. Click next. The artifacts are loading and you need to choose an artifact ID. You can choose this artifact and click on next, and here you can give a group ID and an artifact ID, any name. So I'm giving Selenium for both, and click on the finish button. Now we can create a new class. Now you can go to Maven repository and we can add the Selenium Java dependency. Since it is a Maven project, we don't need to download the Selenium jar file. You can just add the Selenium Java dependency in the POM file. So if you are new to Maven, you can watch my video in the Maven series. I can give the link in the description. You can refer it. I have explained what is Maven and why it is required and what is its advantage. So here we are adding the Selenium Java dependency. So once you have added the Selenium Java dependency, you will be able to access any of the Selenium keyword. Now we can start writing our program. So we just created the main method, and now you can call the WebDriver. WebDriver is to initiate the Chrome driver. So Chrome driver will run the scripts in the Chrome browser, and we can hit the Maven repository URL itself using driver.get method. We can open the Maven repository.com URL. Okay, so driver.get will open this URL in the Chrome browser, and we can close the browser now. To run the Selenium script on the Chrome browser, you need to have a Chrome driver set in your system. So for each browser you need to have a download one particular specific driver. For Chrome browser you need to download Chrome driver. Similarly for other browsers we have some other drivers as well. Okay, so for you can search for Chrome driver download and open this site, and according to your Chrome browser version you can download the Chrome driver. And minus Chrome browser 88 version, so I am going to download the second one, Chrome driver 88. Just click on that link and you can select this Chrome driver win32.zip, and once it is downloaded you can extract the file. Now we can either set this Chrome driver path location in the script, or what you can do, you can copy that Chrome driver file to our system Windows folder. So open your Windows folder and you can just paste that file into this location. So in my system it's already present, Chrome driver. Okay, so we will hit this URL in the browser and we will maximize the window, and then we will close the browser. So it is hitting that URL mavenrepository.com. It will maximize the window and it has closed the browser, but it was very quick. So what we can do, if we can add some sleep over there, thread.sleep. Thread.sleep is it will wait for 2 seconds before closing the browser. Now you can see the repository URL has been hit and it maximized the window and it waited for 2 seconds and then it closed the browser. Our script is ready now. Now we have to push this code to GitHub. So in order to push some code to GitHub, first you need to create a repository in your GitHub account, right? So you can create a GitHub repository. So I just explained how to create a repository as soon as we created the GitHub account. Another method is what you can do, you can go to your profile section, your repository section, and here you can click the new button and then you can give all these details: repository name, public or private option, and then click the create repository button. So here we will choose the second option, that is push an existing repository from the command line, because we have already created the code in our local system. So our repository is ready in our local system, so we don't have to create a new repository from the command line, right? We just have to push that code to our GitHub account. So let's see how to do that. For that, first you copy git init command. Git init is something like this is to initiate your repository. Since now in your local system this Selenium is just a folder, it's not a Git repository, right? So to make it as a repository or to initialize it as a repository, you can enter the command line command git init. But before putting that command, if you type any other git command, that is git status, you can see note it will show it's not a git repository, right? So we have to make it as a git repository first. So we have initialized an empty git repository. Now if you type git status, it will show the uncommitted files. Now we can commit the file by using the command git add. You can specify the file that you want to commit. You can commit multiple files as well. by putting a space. Now we can commit the file by using git commit -m and the commit message. Now we can add our code to the remote repository, which is Selenium Java. So you can copy this line, git remote, add origin and the repository URL. Here in the final section you can see Selenium Java, which is the repository name. Now you can create a new branch by using git branch -m main. Here main is the branch name. Now once you have created the branch, now you can see we are in the main branch. Till now we were in the master branch, but now we are in the main branch. Now we can push our code using this line, git push -u origin and the branch name. So the code has been successfully moved to the repository in GitHub. Now if you go to GitHub account and now just refresh the page and click the code tab, here you can see all the commits, and just now we added this file pom.xml file, so you can see the commit and the commit message as well, initial commit. Right now if you search for git status, you can see the uncommitted files. Now we can add the src folder, git add src, by using the command git add src, and you can commit the file by using the message git commit -m, and then you can give a message, a commit message, and you can push the code. You can push the code using this command also, git push origin. If you want, you can remove -u. You can just simply put git push origin main is the branch name. So the src folder has been pushed to, so the src folder contains all other folders, right? So here you can see the second commit on the main branch, adding src folder with adding src folder message. So if you open src, you can see the other folders as well. Here you can see the testclass.java. So that's it, guys. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to click the like button and please do subscribe to my channel. We will see with some other interesting feature in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thank you.